Yo, listen up, about to tell you some tales of fighters and wizard shuriken and sails. The ups, the downs, the wins, the fails, and heroes that would make the Avengers pale. Madara Uchiha, he's a goddess shinobi, dunking on allied forces harder than freaking Kobe. Heading over to Marineford, ready to take the risk. You see, wipe and crack the air with one blow off his fist. Brighter than the sun, hotter than you can see. Oh my god, Goku just went Super Saiyan 3. With Naruto, Luffy, the Dragon Ball 7. We about to crank the speed out all the way up to 11. You just died and you're about to be led to the greatest show this side of anime heaven. So sit down, stay tuned, hey yo DJ Spin. Welcome to the show, this is Anime Legends. Hello everybody, welcome back, legends. My name is AfroX, the Anime Man. This is anime news for anime noobs. We are informing all of you all about anime, especially if you want to learn more. That's the good stuff, that's the juicy bits. Let's get down to it. Now then, everybody. First off, the question we ask at the beginning every time is, what anime or manga have you been reading this week? Reading or watching? There we go. All right. We're just going to wait a little bit here till people start coming in. Thanks to everybody who's watching the rewind. Good to know you're here. Anyways, as you might know, as previously stated, if you've been paying attention to any of the propaganda, today we are talking about the very exciting anime called Accel World. Virtual reality, time control, Mecha Avatars. This anime has it all and a bow on top. But yeah, we're going to hold off on that for a little bit, just until we get more people in here. Once we get rolling, then bam, we're going to be right into the juicy bits. So, I already said juicy bits. Well, this is going great already. Anyways, what anime or manga have I seen this week? Well, let me tell you. So I was bad once again, and I did not read the newest chapter of One Piece, so I don't know what has happened in that. I just didn't have time. I'm sorry, and I will get to the two newest chapters next week. As for anime that I watched, I didn't do my regular Friday night anime this week, but I did manage to catch the second to the newest episode of My Hero Academia. They're still in the the kind of training competition thing with class 1B. And so that's a very exciting development. This week, I believe they are starting around 4, and we're going to get to see what new stuff Bakugo can do. So I'm super excited for that. In the past couple of weeks, we've already seen showcases of Shinzo's abilities. We've seen showcases of Yaoyorozu's new abilities. We've seen Fumikage, Dark Shadow's new abilities, and we've gotten to see the new abilities of Ingenium, Tenya Ida, who is the class president, and he is absolutely amazing. Like, Deku straight up said that Ida is now faster than Gran Torino, and Gran Torino is clocked in at like a few multi faster than lights. So Ingenium is amazing. Like I want to cry. Amazing. But yeah, really cool stuff happening in the My Hero Academia universe. What else can I talk about while we're gearing up here? Well, animes that I'm currently watching just in general. On my Friday night animes, I have an 8 anime lineup. And that usually starts off with, or it did start off with Akudama Drive. Now I finished Akudama Drive, so I'm looking for a new anime. A friend suggested that I watch Violet Evergarden, because I asked him to find me one that would be relevant and also interesting. So, starting this Friday, I'm going to start watching Violet Evergarden, just to see what that's about. See if it interests me. I've also been thinking about watching The Promised Neverland. But yeah, so Violet Evergarden is what's going to start it off. Then the animes I'm currently watching are Katekyoshi Hitman Reborn, or as most people just know it, Hitman Reborn. Then My Hero Academia, of course. Then Accel World. And then Sword Art Online Alicization, which, never mind, I'll get into my next point later. Then I'm also watching Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, and then I'm also watching Inuyasha, and I'm almost done with Inuyasha. Still a very good story. I see we got 2 people watching the stream right now. If you want to let loose in the chat, definitely go ahead. Let me know what anime or manga you have seen this week. And I'll give you a small shout out. All right. So I'm trying to wait till we hit at least the 15-minute mark to start into my spiel about Accel World. But I don't know. I mean, let's talk about video game animes. And I mean, you can't really talk about video game animes without bringing up Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online is absolutely awesome. Right now, I'm watching the 3rd season, Alicization. And there's moments that I wish were more interesting, but there's also moments that absolutely blow my mind that make up for all the boring episodes. So, excuse me, it's 9 at night. But yeah, Sword Art Online, it's a really good, pretty much all about, people getting trapped in a virtual reality game. You know, it was super popular for a long time. Other video game animes include Log Horizon, which I haven't seen Log Horizon because it seemed too much like SAO for me. But I should look into that. Another one is Overlord. Overlord is a really interesting concept. It's about a guy who had an avatar in a video game world, and the whole game was shutting down. They were shutting the whole game down, and he decided not to leave this virtual reality world, the server, and so his character became the main bad guy of the next game that the company started. And he became this tyrannical ruler called the Overlord, which was really, really cool. I don't know if it's related to the video game series Overlord at all, but it might be. But yeah, um, video game animes can be really, really cool. One show that's not really, whew, one show that's not really an anime, but does involve like coding and video games and going into video games and stuff is Code Lyoko. That's a really good one. And one that I appreciate. I used to watch it all the time as a kid on Cartoon Network. It was great. But yeah, if I'm missing any blatant anime or video game animes, do let me know. Um, because I tend to forget things sometimes. But yeah, video game animes. Well, we haven't quite hit the 15-minute mark, but I'm gonna start into my main spiel since we do have quite a lot to cover. All right. Just gonna take a look at my notes here. So Accel World. The name of this anime is shortened form of the Accelerated World, which is the main place that most of the action in this anime takes place. So the premise of this anime is that there is, or sometime in the future, there is there's a device called a neurolinker. And what a neurolinker is it is pretty much technology that is installed on you right from the moment you're born. It is an augmented reality device, which if you guys aren't familiar with augmented reality, what that means is it's simply a device that puts the virtual world on an overlay over whatever you are currently looking at. So, for example, if there is a blank wall in your room and you have an augmented reality device, the augmented reality device recognizes that there's a blank wall there and might put a menu on your wall for you in the user interface, the UI. So in this world, pretty much everybody has a neurolinker. And it's represented by a small collar that is around their neck. And it's kind of like a neck brace. It's more like a C shape. It's not like a full ringed collar. But anyways, you can do everything on this. You can access the internet. You can look at your email. You can talk to other people, video chat, everything. I could probably live stream from a neurolinker, honestly. But yeah, and of course, there's also video games in it that you can download and play. So the premise of Accel World is that is just that, and here's where we meet our protagonist, whose name is Arita Haruyuki, but he's just called Haru for short. Now, Haru is a short, fat little boy who is in high school currently. I believe they mark him at a sophomore, but or he's going into his sophomore year at the beginning of the anime, and he constantly gets bullied by one of the upperclassmen, and he's shy, he's scared, he doesn't really like his life, and he kind of lives alone. His parents are away across the country and stuff. And this happens a lot in Japan, where you'll go to like a high class high school or a private high school, and you'll be far away from your parents, just living in the city as a high schooler or being taken care of by kind of like foster parents, stuff like that. But Haruyuki lives on his own, and so he's just constantly bullied at school, and one day and in his spare time he plays virtual tennis in virtual reality, and he has the score for the highest speed in virtual tennis, because the ball keeps coming back faster and faster and faster. And so one day he runs into a high upperclassman named Kuriyuki Hime, and her name directly translates to Dark Snow Princess. So he runs into her while being bullied by this guy, and she kind of saves him and introduces him, and she kind of saves him there. So then he later on goes into the virtual world and is playing tennis, and he sees that someone has a faster score than him, which he figures to be impossible because no one can move that fast. So this is when he meets Kuriyuki Hime's avatar. And her avatar is represented as as herself, but with black butterfly wings. His avatar is a pink pig because that's how he sees himself. So he meets Kuriyuki Hime. Kuriyuki Hime introduces him to an ability that is called Accelerate. And what Accelerate does is it creates a field around you where you are moving so fast that time appears to have stopped. It doesn't really stop, it's just moving very, very slowly, but clock stoppers theory, time appears to have stopped around you. And I believe they describe it as a heightened state of mind. So you can accelerate, and pretty much whatever you do in this accelerated state lasts a very, very short amount of time in the real world. And so Kuriyuki Hime introduces him to a game called Brain Burst. And Brain Burst is a fighter game that is played within the accelerated world. And what Brain Burst does is it does the augmented reality thing, and it overlays an entirely new world onto the world you are already in. It takes skyscrapers and buildings, everything, and remakes them so you see them as rocks or mountains, stuff like that. And it's constantly updating, just like a video game would. And so she introduces him to this game, Brain Burst, where you have to fight, and if you win, you get burst points. And the only real rule in it is that if you ever run out of burst points, that the game will be completely deleted from your Neurolinker, and your memory will be wiped, so you have no idea that you ever played this game in history, and you just go about life not knowing about it. And so it's definitely possible that there's people in this world who have played Brain Burst and have just completely gotten their memory wiped of it. So he continues trying to play in this game and kind of becomes an apprentice to Kuriyuki Hime. So in Brain Burst, you get an avatar. Your avatar is based off of your deepest fears. The night after you install Brain Burst, you get a nightmare, and the program scans your nightmare, finds out what your most traumatic fear is, and makes your avatar based on that. Somehow Haruyuki got a avatar that was kind of a metal type guy, and he's called Silver Crow. The interesting thing is that Silver Crow has wings on its back, and it is the first avatar in Brain Burst to be able to fly, which is really, really cool. Everybody thinks he's awesome, and he's able to really win most of his fights just because he can fly. So, yeah, that's the basis of it. I mean, there's a few other things in it, like if you give up 99% of your burst linker points, it lets you have 10 minutes where where you can move faster than light within the accelerated world and change events that are happening in the real world. And there's like or they call it physical link, where for spending 5 points, you're allowed to move faster for about 3 seconds in the physical world, or in the actual world. And there's just little things like that. But all in all, it's a really great anime. I really love it. So some of the supporting characters, like Haruyuki's friends, are like I said, Kuriyuki Hime, and then there is also Takamu Mayuzumi, and he has the avatar called Cyan Pile, which kind of is he's kind of like a knight, but he also has like a pile driver for an arm, or like a pneumatic drill. And then there is Chiri Kurashima, who doesn't like get into the burst link stuff until later on in the anime, but she gets the first avatar that's able to heal, which I think is honestly pretty cool. So I gave you the plot line. Here are a few fun facts about Accel World. So I didn't know this until I really started researching it, but Accel World, the manga, was written by Reki Kawahara. And what's cool is Reki Kawahara is also the author of Sword Art Online. And in the light novel series of Accel World, there is a bit of a crossover for a few episodes where Haruyuki, the protagonist of Accel World, and Kirito, the protagonist of Sword Art Online, actually get to fight in the same world. So there's a crossover, which means that Accel World and Sword Art Online share the same connected universe, which I think is absolutely mind-blowing. It's very, very cool. And yeah, I could not believe it when I found out. But yeah, Accel World, Sword Art Online share the same universe, which is really awesome, because I mean, it's likely that after the events of Sword Art Online, after they replanted the seed, that Accel World, or that Brain Burst, was simply a game that was spawned off of the seed of Sword Art Online, which blows my mind. But yeah. And I mean, for both of them to exist in the same time, it would probably have to make Kirito confirmed immortal, at least in the video game sense or in an avatar form. But I think it's cool. I didn't know that they were from the same author, and I just happened to be watching both of them right next to each other in my Friday night lineup. But yeah. I gotta say, this is quite an eventful chat. In fact, no one has said anything in the chat in the 24 minutes that we've been live. But I will continue to carry on. So my chat about Accel World did not go as long as I planned for it to. So, what I'm going to do here really quickly, if I can get it set up, is I'm going to see if I can find a clip for you guys from Accel World. Sorry for this interruption in the middle of it, but we will be right back. Oh, I also forgot to mention that Accel World has a movie that is called Infinite Burst, which I haven't seen it, but I think it would be really, really cool for you guys to look into. Here's one. So this is a clip from when they're inside a brain burst. And this is the first moment that Haruyuki discovers that he can fly.
世界最速のリンカーとしてその名を知られるようになるだろう。そして知る。我々の脳と魂に秘められた究極の可能性を。見える。見えます先輩。
But yeah, that's a little taste of what Accel World is like, and it's really interesting. Sorry that clip didn't have English subtitles, but it is really, really good. And yeah, as you can see there, that was the first fight between Silver Crow and Cyan Pile. Fight between friends, really. Haruyuki and Takamu kind of just dish it out there. But yeah, it's really, really cool. Oh, I totally forgot the biggest plot point. So the whole point of Kuriyuki Hime picking Haruyuki to get into Brain Burst is that they're trying to dethrone the 9 pure colors, I believe it is. Pretty much in this game, in order to win the game or become the top, you have to reach level 10. Nobody can really reach level 10 because it's extremely difficult. And so all the level 9s are known as the pure colors. So they're the ones who get the names like Scarlet Rain or Black Knight, stuff like that. And so a long time ago, they all the pure colors decided to live in peace and not bring anyone down from level 9 status. And Kuriyuki Hime, who is known as the Dark King, she disagreed and she killed Red Raider, I believe his name was, who was the previous pure color leader for the. He was previous Red King, anyways. So she kind of was ostracized from the entire group, and so her goal is to defeat all of the rest of the pure colors, and eventually meet the creator of Accel World, which I don't know who that is. I haven't seen to the end. So I'm just as in the dark as you guys, although I have a hunch it's going to turn out to be like maybe the creator of Sword Art Online or something like that. Or maybe it's Kirito, who knows. But anyways, that's all about Accel World. Oh, hey, Trix came in here. Trix says, "Hey everyone. The Color Kings, yes, thank you for reminding me of that, Trix, the Color Kings." So Trix, no one has really been talking in the chat. I was wondering if you could give me something to work with. What anime, what manga have you seen this week, and what are your thoughts on Accel World? I'd be interested to find that out. Cause yeah, kind of broke for content at the moment. So I'm trying to think of if I know any Japanese words off the top of my head that would kind of relate to today. Okay, I don't know any that would relate to Accel World, but I can teach you one. So last week's Japanese word, as we remember, was Sega Hikui. I believe it was, and that was the word for short. Today's word is going to be okasan, which is mom or mother in Japanese. So okasan, and then so in Japanese there's a whole bunch of these things that are called honorifics, which you put at the end of words to give them some sort of meaning. And so like if somebody calls a girl by their name and then chan in Japanese, it just is referring to them as a girl, or same thing with kun with a boy. But some honorifics will be like, if you put sama at the end of something, it immediately makes that person a lord or a master. If you put kami at the end of something, it makes them a god. But yeah, that's a look into honorifics. Today's Japanese word is okasan. Okasan, which means mother. Trix said, I have finished the anime series and somewhat current in the light novel. Oh, so you know the ending of Accel World. Well, don't ruin it for me. He said, I recommend you to watch, or you Violet Evergarden to watch. Yes, I was talking about that at the beginning of the episode, that you were the friend who suggested Violet Evergarden to me, so I will definitely be looking into that. But yeah. I wanted to tell you guys something I've been working on all day today, actually, was I've come up with a new end card for the AfroX channel, just to keep stuff fresh, to keep it new, stuff like that. But at the end of this video, I'll be debuting the new end card, which I think you will be very excited to see. Trick said, Accel World is much better to Sword Art. It's a sequel to Sword Art. Yellow Radio is my favorite king. I didn't know it was a sequel, but that is very interesting to find out, and really means that I'm watching the series in the wrong way. Because I saw all of original Sword Art Online and Sword Art Online 2, and now I'm watching Sword Art Online Alicization. So if I had known Accel World was a sequel to all of Sword Art Online, I would have watched it after it. But this is good too. I mean, I like it. He says it takes place 20 plus years in the future. I can see that. Definitely makes sense. You had said Yellow Radio is my favorite king. That is really cool. That's really cool. I mean, if I had to pick a favorite king from where I'm at, it would probably be what's her name? Yuniko Kozuki, the Red King, Scarlet Rain. She's pretty cool. Trick says it's cool. You can watch them at the same time. All right. Well, that's what I'm doing, so that's what I'll do. But yeah. So I don't know if any of you saw it, but my edited video that I released today was a new segment called 1 Minute Manga, which is where I'm taking manga that not many people know about and don't have an anime adaptation, and I'm telling you about them, but only in 1 minute. So today I went over the the manga called Oyasumi Pun Pun, which is a coming of age story about a 11-year-old boy who imagines himself and really his family as birds within the regular world. And that's very interesting concept. Trix's Scarlet Rain, she has the highest firepower in the game. Yeah, I couldn't find a clip of it to be sure, but isn't her ultimate the one where like she gets the absolute strongest defense and can shoot a long range cannon or something like that? I thought that was what I remembered, but that might have been Red Raider in a flashback. But yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention the Fifth Chrome Disaster. That was a whole arc in there that they went over. So eventually at one point they have to go into, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like some it's like some specific space that is a 1-to-1 ratio of the actual city that they're in. Like it's a pure recreation of the city that they're in, and I mean, so they have to fight what is known as the Fifth Chrome Disaster, and the Chrome Disaster is pretty much it's a virus that is within an item, and what it does is it takes over the avatar user and kind of makes them go berserk and just keep trying to fight everyone and kill everyone forever. And so that's one of the enemies that they really have to deal with. So far, all I know is that it somehow infiltrated into Haruyuki's inventory, even though they thought they had destroyed it. So I don't know what's going to happen from there. She is a giant fortress with insane firepower. Okay, so her ultimate is the super defensive one. That's really nice to know. So we have about 16 minutes left. I'm gonna leave it up to the chat. If you have any questions for me, let me know. And we'll keep it going. I'd really like some questions from the chat, no lie, because I'm literally running on mental fumes right here. I'll let you know a little bit today just what I did. I have not been on Apex at all today because I got up, checked Facebook, checked Discord, checked YouTube a little bit, and then I got right to work. I uploaded the edited video. I prepared this live stream. I did the new outro. I edited all of that today, and then also I started writing my next dungeon in Dungeons and Dragons, which is really complicated because do you know how hard it is to write a dungeon that is based on the actual anatomy of the human mind? It is very difficult. Anyways, thank you, Trix. Trix says, any new cosplay plans? I mean, at this point, I'm not really doing new cosplays. to be honest. But if I go to a convention, I think I'm just going to do the ones that I'm best at. Of course, Killer Bee, although that costume is a little bit small for me now. But excuse me, my best costume that I do at conventions is Kuzan, or also known as Aokiji from One Piece. That's like my perfect costume. I also want to debut my Joker costume, probably at Anime Fusion. But Trick, some really cool news for you specifically is this year at Anime Fusion, I am hoping to host a room party, which I actually have to get on signing up for that. But I'm planning on hosting a room party. That's probably gonna be either 18 or 21 plus, depends. But anyways, I want to do a room party where I will be DJing my own music, which I think would be a really, really cool thing. I hope some year actually I could get into the convention as a DJ. I don't have like a lot of my own beats, but I mean, I don't really want to be a DJ for profit either, because profit DJs have to play their own stuff. If you're a non-profit DJ just playing for like fun and for tips and stuff, then man, you could play anything you wanted, which is really quite freeing. That sounds awesome. Well, thanks, man. It is awesome. But yeah, those are my plans for Anime Fusion. I mean, one of the costumes that I did 2 years ago that I really liked was Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, which actually reminds me of another manga that I can talk about. One of the JoJo's that hasn't come out yet is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Steel Ball Run, which features Johnny Joestar, the second Jonathan Joestar in the series. And that's a manga that's ongoing, still hasn't gotten an anime adaptation, simply because JoJo Part 6 hasn't gotten an anime adaptation either. And I believe JoJo Part 6 is called Stone Ocean. Yes. Yeah. Golden Wind got an anime. Stone Ocean hasn't gotten an anime yet. And then Steel Ball Run hasn't gotten an anime yet either. But if I remember correctly, there's supposed to be 2 more JoJo's after that. Because there's Steel Ball Run and... God, what is Part 7 of JoJo? I'll remember it eventually. I know I've talked about it on the live stream before, but yeah. I know there's Steel Ball Run there, and I know the last part is called JoJolion. But yeah. God, I really got off track there. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, cosplays. I like doing Jotaro. Jotaro Kujo's a nice one. But yeah, Kuzan is my favorite. Trick said Part 7 is Steel Ball Run. Part 8 is JoJolion. JoJo Part 4 and 8 are my favorites. Very nice, man. Okay, if Part 7 is Steel Ball Runs, then there's only 8 parts. Oh, I thought there was like 9 or 10. But yeah, Stone Ocean, Steel Ball Run, and JoJolion. Yeah. But right now, it's kind of on the back burner, but right now I'm almost to the end of Battle Tendency. that's part 2, and then I'm going to get into Stardust Crusaders. I thought Phantom Blood was absolutely amazing, even if it was a little bit rushed and repetitive. Thank you, REO Speedwagon. Trick said, yeah, they're currently 8. The creator is still writing part 8. Interesting. And yet the main character of part 8 happened to get into the Eyes of Heaven video game. That is pretty cool. But yeah, what's interesting about Johnny Joestar is he can't walk, and so horses are a big part of Steel Ball Run. Yeah, see, I mean, he pretty much uses his horse to get around and stuff like that. But yeah, I love the JoJo series. Can't get over it. Chick said part 1 and 2 are amazing. They are, but if I'm completely honest, Joseph Joestar is like a really big asshole. And sorry for all of you who really like him, but he just is. Like that part where I can't remember his name, but the main vampire that he fights at the beginning of Battle Tendency, the vampire's like, oh, I'm gonna kill this random girl that you don't know, and Joseph's just like, go ahead, kill her, I don't know her. And I'm just like, brah, come on. He does end up saving her, but then she's mad at him because she was just like, you were just gonna sacrifice me to that guy. Dude, he's one of the biggest. Yeah. But yeah, man. But yeah, anyway, Jotaro and Kuzan are my cosplay plans. So Trick, since you apparently are the only one who's really paying attention, what are your cosplay plans? I'd be interested to know. Go. So much downtime in this. It's been so hard since we lost all the guys from the PCP army in here. It was so much easier when I had an entire chat, a community to talk to and stuff. You know what? This is the end of the video. Nobody's paying attention. I'm just gonna say it. Whoever was running the Anime Nation channel and like put ads for my stuff all over there and that stuff, you kind of ruined my entire fan base, or nearly my entire fan base. Because I mean, all of them thought that I was the Anime Nation guy, and I wasn't. And I don't lie; that's not my thing. And even if I did lie, I wouldn't lie for that long. But anyways, caused a falling out with them. That's why they don't come to my streams anymore. So Trick said, thinking of wearing 2 others as well. Luna. Hey, never seen you in the chat before. Hi, Luna. Good to I guess hear from you. So Luna, do you have an interest in anime? Are there any animes you've been watching or looking into recently? I would definitely like to know. Trixess, wait, when did that happen? It happened a couple of weeks ago. They all pretty much blamed me and assumed that I was the Anime Nation guy, and I wasn't. and there was one person in the group, I won't name names, but he was supposed to look into the analytics and clear my name, and he just decided not to. And so I kind of got backstabbed, and things just went really, really wrong there. But, yeah. AfroX Channel Soldiers on. I looked deep inside myself. I said, you know what? I built this channel with my own blood, sweat, and tears. I've been doing this for 7 years, and can't nobody take that away from me. I've done over either nearly or now over 350 videos on this channel, and can't nobody take my hard work and effort away from me. So, big community, not big community, I will keep doing the work. I will keep putting the effort in. Trix says, no matter, they'll be up and down. I do want to say thank you, Trix, because you have always been here for me. You've always been on my side no matter what, and I just want to thank you. You're like number one in my community, man. Like, if there's anyone that's an authority on AfroX, it's you. But yeah. In a couple minutes, I'm going to show you guys the new outro because I'm going to close out the broadcast. But I'd be really excited to hear from Luna if we can get her back in the chat again. Trix says, you're a cool guy. Thanks, man. I do try. Sometimes being cool just takes the awesome sunglasses of legend, you know? Sometimes that's all it is. Yeah. Well, that's really all I have for you guys today. I will say, and I shouldn't completely count out the PCP Army because I'm pretty sure that they're still watching the rewinds because my rewinds are getting the biggest views. The last live stream I did last week got 50 views in a week, which is absolutely amazing. And all my analytics have been going up, which has been good. Just in the past week, I think it was, I suddenly got like 7 new subscribers, which who knows how that happens. But yeah, that was a very welcome surprise. So, I mean, maybe it's just that people are busy at this time, but I mean, I'm really liking the results at the end of it all. I will ask, and maybe Trix, you can give me some insight into this, but the analytics have been saying that most of my fan base is on in the mornings. And so I was wondering if I should be doing a live stream in the mornings, maybe a shorter one, maybe just like 20 minutes, half hour, or something like that. Because analytics have been saying that my fan base is on usually between like 6 a.m. and 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. Stuff like that. So definitely let me know if that would be an interest to you, if I should be live streaming in the mornings. But yeah, that's the 1 hour mark. My watch has ended. So now I will share with you guys, anyone who's watching right now is the first people to see the new AfroX outro, which will now probably be on every edited video that I put up, at least, as well as live streams. So let me get it here. Trix, you said if they're in the morning, try 2 and 3. You want me to live stream at 2 or 3 in the morning? I'm asleep at 2 or 3 in the morning.